Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of an attacking tutorial. I had someone in my comment section for my draft video ask me what my thought process is towards attacking. Now, I'm not the best attacker in this game, right? But people are curious to see exactly what I think when I am playing this game. This guy had a really good team. I'm just looking at it right now. This is actually very interesting. But yeah, I am going to be reviewing the goals that I did score, so I'm just going to be skipping through it, and then I'm going to basically be walking through my thought process towards why I do certain things when I'm attacking. So I'll probably review it for most of the goals for this draft. So we'll just get started with that. I'll make sure to have, actually we don't need the desktop audio right now, so we're just going to go ahead and skip past this here. So this guy's team is this one. Okay, so let's see here. So right off the bat, we're going to be starting off on the sides over here. So I am using a 4-2-3-1 wide formation. So this is obviously with the fullbacks and then the left mids and right mids. You can see that we already have the transitioning around the right mid there. That was from me actually doing a 1-2 pass with the right mid to the fullback and then back into the middle. The reason why you don't pass it right away to the sides is because like not all the times, because you actually open up more space when you pass it to the middle and then you pass to the sides because you push someone out from the middle from the other team. So let's see what we do here. So again, this is the whole thing with FIFA nowadays, is that you want to exploit the fullback area. So when he overcommits with his fullback right here, and I realize that I can exploit the space on the side, see, because there's that huge blob of space because it's overcommit with the fullback. I do a 1-2 pass with the fullback, touch the ball downwards to get a better angle, and then I do pretty much a really long Y pass, and there you go. Now you have the space to work with on the side. As you guys know, if anyone ever plays against me, I'm probably not going to cross this ball because I don't like crossing the ball. So what I actually do here is I do some skill moves. I could have passed this ball right away to the middle, but after I pass that ball to the middle, there's not really other angles to work with there. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make some skill moves over here in the middle and then pass the ball backwards, right? So I do some skill moves, analyze what's going on. Shouldn't have made this pass, obviously. Or I should have, but I don't think I went to the right person because I think I was actually going for my CDM there and I went to my fullback. But we get lucky here, overcommitment there with the fullback. We get the ball back here. Now we have the ball with Eriksson. Quick passing plays here. So this is the transition that I was explaining before. I think it's the striker. So, okay. So we have the ball here at Mars. So you see how the transition of the striker, they all do this when it's a 4-2-3-1 narrow, or not 4-2-3-1 narrow, but when they're a lone striker. You see how he kind of pushes down because he wants to go and support the left mid or the right mid guy. So it's always a transition upwards that is best to exploit the defense. So we get the ball here. You can see that he starts to transition upwards, right? So when he starts to transition upwards, I notice that I make the pass instantly. His back four is really far back. Because he's probably losing low depth, right? Because that's what most people are using nowadays. And I realized that I'm probably not going to have enough time to settle the ball because first-time shots are probably more ideal to shoot because settling the ball, doing a first touch, like I always explain in the gameplay videos, they do a very huge emphasis on the ball. And someone like Wilson will definitely lose his opportunity. If I touch this ball in this situation, I'm probably not going to score it. So I just decided to do a regular shot here. I don't do a finesse. I just do a regular shot. Regular shots will sometimes do the animation for you. Like if you're in a certain situation, they'll probably finesse the ball for you instead of doing a regular shot. It's completely random. But I just decided to do a regular B shot, and we ended up scoring that opportunity. So you have to watch where the players transition, right? I never really pass the ball back because when I have stay back while attacking and cover center for the CDMs, I usually like to transition backwards and then work the space back into the middle, right? So that's why I'm always adjusting the players in the box tactic, because there's no point in me having players in the box because my playstyle is not to cross the ball, right? So again, you'll notice here when I'm playing with the 4-2-3-1, and this is why I feel like formations that have players on the sides is really important because of that fullback overcommitment, right? So you'll see here I'm just doing complete passing plays until I can see when his fullback overcommits, right? Obviously doesn't happen. You see that I'm going upwards with the dribble, have absolutely zero support in this area. I could pass the ball upwards there, but it would be a waste. I noticed that there's this huge blob of space right here. So what I do with Neymar, because I noticed this transitioning run here with Mahrez, so you'll notice it right about here, if this plays properly. So right about here, you'll notice the transitioning around the Mars, some part right here. So I do the pass there. Mars exploits that empty space in the middle. That's a space that I use. I don't do a first time pass, or I don't exploit that space heavily because defensive AI is very effective. So you don't really want to force the attacking play because it's not really worth in this game, right? So I make the pass here with Mars because I realize he's using one of the center backs. I do a 1-2 play. So you'll notice that when I get the ball off to Fabinho, I make the first time pass. It actually did not pass to the right person I wanted it to pass to, but it kind of worked out in the situation because Ronaldo was the one that's on the ball. Ronaldo's obviously very good with his physical presence, and he's good at pretty much everything. So his capabilities of being able to touch that ball and then pass it right away with his left foot at a good angle was obviously very helpful. And then again, I don't settle the ball here, right? I just shoot it right away, because if you settle the ball in most of your situations, you actually have a lower chance of scoring. It's weird how that works in FIFA, but it is what it is. You have to kind of get used to the mechanics. This is a gameplay flaw right here. So this gameplay that I was playing in for draft, the best way that I can explain it is that it was very boxy. So the controls, again, were very unnatural. You can feel, it felt very edgy. I don't know how to explain that. Like, the game speed was fine, but the controls were completely unnatural. So in this situation right here, I actually go for a ball roll with Mahrez, and that command happens when your gameplay is poor, right? So because it's impossible to do that command, when you are holding the thumbstick, right? Because if you're holding the thumbstick, that's not how you push the ball. You push the ball by one tap, right? With the one flick with the thumbstick, or you're just constantly flicking it so you make sure that it comes off, right? So you could tell gameplay is bad when something like this happens. My controller wasn't on the screen at this time, but basically I just wanted to do a ball roll downwards, exploit the area with the fullback right here, and then run upwards with Mahrez to see where he would transition. So let's see what we end up choosing here. So you can see I utilize the fullbacks again. This pass actually wasn't supposed to happen either. I do remember this. When this came off, I was really confused. When I did this pass, then that pass, I actually wanted to pass it to this guy right here. And you could tell that that's exactly what I want to do. Again, unresponsive gameplay, very unnatural feeling. It was weird because these moments you're looking at this player right here, and then you realize, hey, it didn't pass to that player, he passed to this guy. And this would have been a bad situation if he was covered, because there's a huge blob of space right here, right? So I put 2.5 bars to pass to Neymar. It didn't go to Neymar. That's fine. You compensate for it, right? We get the ball here with Ndidi, and then I pass it to Neymar, right? This situation right here, again, I noticed that the fullback area is the area to exploit. That's the area that I want to exploit with Neymar. This is a thing I like to do a lot when I'm playing. Someone like Neymar is very responsive at doing these dribbling techniques right here. So I do the that Mbappe skill move where you do, or I don't think it was actually this one he does the Mbappe skill move. Let me see here. Let me see if I do it the first time here. Is it this one right here? Yeah, so I do the Mbappe skill move ball roll, right? So I do the Mbappe skill move ball roll because I want his player to overcommit to me, and then for me to go backwards, right? And then again, exploit that middle area. So I'm on this side, I want to transition back into the middle. So where do I go? I go back into the middle, right? I don't overcommit to the middle. I wait for it, right? This situation right here, the mistake that some people will make is they'll make the first time pass right here. So once they get into a position right here, I get the ball to Ronaldo. Some people will just do a first time Y pass into this space right here. But if Mahrez is making the general run into the box, wait for him to make that run, right? So what I do with Ronaldo here is I touch the ball ever so slightly downwards, right? Let this guy overcommit towards me, and then allow that space to be made with Mahrez, right? And the way that this game works is that the fullbacks in these general areas, and thank God that they don't, because they don't deserve to be bailed out for an opportunity like this. It's good that they don't do anything in this situation. You do the Y pass here. The fullback does not commit to the right back position. We get into the space into the box, make the Y pass, then score the opportunity. If you're using something like the 4-2-3-1 and your tactics are unbalanced, especially with what I have on Sane, he's going to exploit that space due to his characteristics and his work rates, right? So that's how we scored that opportunity right there. Okay, so this one we're just this is against like people who are being super defensive. So he has his 2 strikers that stay up, and then he's using all these players at the back. This is the meta nowadays, right? So you can see that what I'm doing is I'm trying to work the space on the sides here. So I make that run with Mahrez, right? And then I'm waiting to see if that space opens up. Space doesn't open up. He's still using a lot of people at the back. So I'm like, okay, got to keep transitioning the ball into the middle. See, I don't commit forward with Ronaldo. Ronaldo's the perfect striker to have in this game because he's tall and he has the physical strength to outbody people who are behind him, right? That's why strikers kind of suck nowadays because of the way that the meta works. But you can see, right? I make the pass with Ronaldo. I start committing into the box to see who overcommits towards Ronaldo. And I want to see if anyone pushes backwards because of the overcommitment from Ronaldo, right? So I'm like, okay, nothing's working here. He's still using the same player over here in this area. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep transitioning in the middle, right? I'm going to keep working that space. We have a little bit of space worked out here, right? I could do a first time pass here to Ronaldo. This one right here is about, you know, you're getting fortunate enough with your skill moves, right? So I get the ball here with Ronaldo, do a fake shot, regular dribble, right? He overcommits to the top side. I do the drag back here, and then I just do a regular B shot, right? Regular B shots have been working out for me so far. So those are the shots that I've been doing recently, right? The driven shots are very inconsistent for me. So that's why I haven't really been doing them that much. Okay, so over here, we get the counter attack right here. Neymar to the sides. Again, always want to exploit those sides when you do have the left mids, right mids, so on and so forth. We get the ball here with Ronaldo. We go backwards. This is the stuff that you have to analyze as you're playing this game, right? So you'll notice that everyone overcommitted into the box because of where Ronaldo's position was, right? So based off of my playstyle, I wouldn't want my Ronaldo to do this, or my players to do this. I wouldn't want them to overcommit into the box because my playstyle is not to cross the ball in that situation. I want them to be on the edge of the box. So that's why after this game, I was adjusting the players into the box to be even lower. So that way I can exploit that space in the middle here more, because you'll notice, again, they overcommit. Sometimes you can have players in the box set to like 2s or 3s, but they'll still overcommit because of their characteristics. So that's the type of stuff you have to notice as you're playing the game, right? And then he gets the ball here, tries to go for a counterattack. I overcommit here with the fullback. Sane gets the ball in that position. We get the ball here with Fabinho. And again, now it's just working the space, right? Working the space from the middle, right? Now I have space to work with. Don't overcommit in these scenarios, right? Never overcommit. But what you see here that I do, right, is I make the pass, right? Because this is what happens when you realize that someone is using the center back in this area right here. You always want to touch the ball upwards. So I do the first time pass upwards, but the touch that I have to do with Neymar needs to go up. So again, this is completely based off of registration of the game or your own commands, right? So it depends on how fast you react to this, because you'll notice that when he overcommits with his center back there, that's the space that Ronaldo's going to want to go to. But you'll notice that the fullback was in position, so I'm like, okay, I'm not going to bother with that, right? So again, I keep transitioning the middle. We get very lucky on the free kick there, because I think his player tried to tackle from an interception. What we end up doing here is just the free kick tactic, right? Get the ball off to him, pass the ball, make sure I get that 90-degree or that closed angle, right? This is the angle I'm working for. I take that extra touch with Neymar, who is, again, very responsive doing that. I hate when players do not take the extra touch. So we get that extra touch with Neymar, that little closed angle, we shoot it across goal. And then I think this guy rage quit after that. So you'll notice here that I switch my tactics because of my player's characteristics, right? It's not ideal to only use one tactic when you get new players in your team, because sometimes people wonder, like, oh, why aren't these new players playing better for me? It's because you have to change your tactics to base it around your player's characteristics, right? So let's see what we have going on here. Okay, so Robertson, overcommitting with Robertson. No, it's not good to overcommit with your fullback. So you'll notice that I don't usually overcommit forward because I already have Sane in that position. There's no reason for me to do it as well. This is a mechanic fault right here with the drag. You'll notice right here with the first touch. There's a few, again, very edgy gameplay. It's very awkward, right? You'll notice right here. The reason why I press R trigger, right, again, is to release the pass quicker. It's because people always think that the R trigger is what results in the touch. And they're right because of the unresponsive gameplay. But I do it, right? I notice the pressure's coming on me, so that's why I press the R trigger. You see that right there? To make sure that he releases the ball quicker. No longer holding on to it, right? I'm no longer holding on to it, but the game's registration is that it does hold on to it, right? So that's why they do that touch sometimes, right? Sometimes you won't even touch the right trigger for like 2 or 3 seconds, but they'll still register the right trigger. That's why sometimes when you're playing, you feel like this external force is touching your controller, because it's not really responsive, right? So Ronaldo takes that touch. I don't expect him to take that touch. Then I do the wide pass, and then, you know, it's not really what I want to do, because in this situation right here, right, if you notice the attacking scenario, right, if Ronaldo just takes a dabber of a touch, right, a little dabber of a touch, and it wasn't accelerated, I may have been able to exploit the space in the middle more, right? So those are the types of things that can be annoying when gameplay doesn't feel right. He gets the ball here. We overcommit with some players. Probably get the ball back somewhere around here. We get it right here. Okay, exploring the sides, exploring back into the middle, striker position. So that's what I was talking about before, see? So when you notice that someone is using their center back in that scenario, that's the touch you make, right? So again, I'm just going to rewind this a little bit. So watch this. Make the pass with Ronaldo. You see how the guy's starting to make his transitioning run? That's when I take the touch upwards when there's no pressure on me. He overcommits with that center back. We make the pass here. This guy uses his manual goalkeeping, thinking I'm going to go to the right side, and I just shoot the ball normally into the back of the net. Again, B shots is, for me, the best way to score, just regular B shots, because you don't have to worry about using so many different button combinations to score it. Because hear me out on this, right? When you have to do a timed shot, you can't it's annoying. It's not even fun. It's annoying to have to look at the goalkeeper and do the time shot at the same time, right? So I'd rather just do a regular B shot, look at how he's using his goalkeeper, and then just shoot in the area that he's not in, right? So that's how I like to do these situations. But I think it's pretty much going to conclude it for some of the attacking scenarios that I use. This is in regards to using wide formations. I really haven't done anything with narrow formations yet, because I haven't really experimented with that much. But we'll be probably sure to do so in the near future for this patch. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you guys enjoyed it, please drop a thumbs up on it, and I will see you guys for the next video tomorrow. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.